No, like, honestly, powers that be, like, if y'all are making pointless sequels, this could have been one. There's not already a sequel for this, is there?
I don't think so.
I'm assuming not, but, like, if there is one that, like, you want to randomly give a sequel to, I would take this one.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
All right. All right, so today we watched Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yes. Another one for Taye Diggs. Also our first time with Anthony Anderson in a lead role. Another Regina Hall film. So a couple more familiar faces.
Definitely.
But as always, starting off with IMDb, a senator arranges for his son, a rich white kid who fancies himself black, to be kidnapped by a couple of black actors pretending to be murderers to try and shock him out of his plans to become a rapper.
All right, so as usual, starting off with things we liked about this one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was like a really just funny concept. Like the initial concept of, you have this like white kid who's, I don't know, like, I guess down with all the hip hop slang, things like that.
Yeah.
And his dad's like this, like, I guess clean cut politician. And then he sends his kid to kind of get scared straight, essentially. But yeah, I thought it was just a really funny concept. And I think Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson were the perfect people to kind of play that role of like actors acting as these like hood thugs to try to scare this kid. So yeah, I just thought it was like a great kind of concept for a movie for this one.
Yeah, I said that too. Same thing about Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson. When you don't think that that'd be such a good comedy dream team, mostly because I don't think I would have ever put those two together, like, in my head for casting for anything. But them together was so good. I especially loved anytime they kind of, like, dropped the thug act and were just their normal, like, douchey, pretentious actor selves. And it's like, oh my gosh, I love that choice you made. Like, you love that choice. I was almost like peeing my pants at what you did. I was like, these two. They were absolutely hilarious. Since that's sort of the same thing, I'll also say another thing that I liked was the sequence once B-Rad found out that everything was real. That was just so funny. When he was like, if it's real, then this is a real gun and I can shoot my real foot. It was so funny. Yeah. Like, there were a lot of really funny moments in this movie, I think.
Yeah, I thought so too. And like, I hate that I wasn't writing them down. I guess one of them I did have was kind of pretty much that initial setup of us meeting Taye Diggs and Anthony. I don't remember their actual character's name, but like them first like talking about like, oh, this would be like the greatest acting gig ever, and then they're like in the room like reading books on this stuff, like practicing, learning their slang. Like, I
love that.
No, there were just a lot of like just really funny moments in this movie like that.
Taye Diggs reading from the book, he was like, whack something, whack. Your mama is whack. Disrespect. I was like, what is this? They were so funny. Oh my gosh, I can't even say that enough.
Even the hair scene, like Anthony Anderson comes back in cornrows, and then Taye Diggs comes back to like these like dreads with little beads on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a lot of fun in this one.
So much fun. I also really loved the club scene where they take B-Rad to the club and he gets on stage and raps and that was another just really funny scene. He started off really strong and wrong with saying, when I say Mala, you say boo. And I was like, oh no. Everyone was They're like, is this shit? Oh, so good. So good.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if I had anything else specific. I guess any other scenes you want to mention or
this wasn't like, this was kind of funny still too, but not as funny as the other scenes we mentioned. But I just like that they referenced in the convenience store robbery. There was a reference to "Don't be a menace." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's "Don't be a menace," right? No, Menace to Society. Sorry, "Don't be a menace" is the parody. Menace to Society is the real one. Yeah. My bad. But I just like that subtle little reference of robbing a convenience store and, again, spinning it on its head. Because this was sort of like a parody movie, kind of. but not quite, because it had its own premise and it like went through a plot of its own, but still very, very funny. I even also liked the scene where the gang actually does kidnap B-Rad, and and he ends up like shooting at all the opposing gang, and and the head guy says to Terry Crews, he's like, all that muscle just for nothing, you know?
Then the other guy goes, that's him. That's just him.
That's him.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't writing it down, because this one was kind of one where I was just enjoying the movie, and I didn't write too many things down. I tried to like scramble after I was done to be like, I liked this too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Wikipedia summary does not help for like any of the scenes in this one. But
no.
Yeah, I guess since you mentioned him, Terry Crews was also a highlight in this movie. Like I thought he like didn't do a lot in this, but like anytime he said something, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but Regina Hall, she's consistently funny. I love Regina Hall so much.
All right, I guess, are we on to negatives now?
Yeah, we're on to negatives.
All right, I guess you want to start?
Yeah. This, I don't know if this is nitpicky or not, but I guess the fact that the gangster persona is revealed to be how B-Rad really is just doesn't sit well with me, because at the end of the day, he still is kind of like putting on a facade of a culture, because he's acting like he's a gangbanger, a gangster from the ghetto and all this other stuff. But he's in like Malibu, the son of a politician, in a mansion. They kind of made fun of that in the beginning when he was doing the voiceover, where he's like, the mean streets of Malibu. Everyone has a nine iron? But it was like referencing a golf club and all that other stuff. So, but I guess just for me, it doesn't sit well that was still like who he is, considering he's not actually from that life, and it is actual cultural appropriation. And maybe that's the joke at the end. It just doesn't sit well with me that that's who he really is.
Yeah, I agree. The ending definitely, I thought, like, I don't know if it fell flat or just like it was clear this movie was not actually making any statements or anything, you know? Like, and I don't know, maybe it's also has to do with this movie just being an older, like, I think this was 2003, maybe?
Or yeah, was that this one?
Yeah, so, I definitely agree. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of that being the ending of, like, him kind of just being the same, I guess, but...
Yeah,
no, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, he was the same. Everyone else around him kind of changed and were like, I guess this white boy really is black on the inside, but it's like... But what was odd is that this movie also tried to say something about how black people aren't all, like, stereotypical black through Anthony Anderson and Taye Diggs. How they were, like, these... Taye Diggs went to Juilliard, and then Anthony Anderson was from, like, the Pasadena Playhouse. Like, they were as far from the ghetto as you could possibly be. And it just was kind of like breaking stereotypes in that way, but then also like doing another weird stereotype with B-Rad. So I think maybe they got a little lost in translation on what they were trying to say as a whole with this movie, especially because they kind of yada yada the ending.
Yeah, I guess one like last note on this. I don't exactly know how this connects, but they did mention that he's meant to be like a Eminem type character. In the Wikipedia in the Wikipedia page. Sorry. In the Wikipedia page they said that, and I imagine this was like 2003, like kind of the peak of Eminem's run. I don't know if that played into any of this, but it was mentioned in the Wikipedia page. But I guess maybe that might provide like a little more context for like the time this was released, you know?
Yeah, I can get that, where it's kind of like a white person in a predominantly black space, and in the end he kind of gets like the black stamp of approval to like keep doing what he's doing because he's like one of us, more or less. But at the end of the day, they still like get to take off their black persona if they want to, and act white, whatever that means, and not have to deal with like racism and all that.
Yeah, and especially since they did have that scene where he did break that character for like 2 lines, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but he did like break the character.
Oh, he broke it for like 2 lines, and then they were like, "We're gonna see if you really mean it." Then they took him to a movie. A scary movie.
Yeah. That was funny. But okay. Yeah, I guess the thing I had not really huge, but I don't know if this movie needed love. The whole like Regina Hall and the main character romance thing that happened.
It didn't need love. It didn't. to be honest.
And I also didn't really like that was kind of the catalyst of him getting involved in the other gang. I thought it could have been something more interesting, I guess. But the whole like, oh, he's with your girl kind of thing, like they're not even dating. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really like that part. But that's like kind of a smaller thing, I think.
I get what you mean. I feel as though it didn't need to be a love story is strong because they didn't lean into that too hard. But I feel as though it could have been a thing where it just snowballed into Anthony Anderson and Taye Diggs kind of like, this is me. I don't remember their actual names. I remember they're like Bloodbath and
Tree
or something like that. But I don't remember their actual names. But it could have been something where they accidentally let it slip that they were in on a deal with the senator, and then now they actually have an actual gang infiltrating their little operation or something like that, and then they end up in a real... It could have been the same thing, only more of a situation where Anthony Anderson and Taye Diggs let something slip. Could have been more of that, and I think that would have been more what you were on the lines of wanting.
Yeah.
That was all I have, other than the fact that they yada yada at the end, especially where the friends were concerned, because they definitely like dropped that friend group like a hot potato. As soon as he was kidnapped, he like tries to page his friends on his like little sidekick maybe. I don't know if he was paging them or if that was like an actual phone. I couldn't tell because it was like destroyed quickly. But he tried to page them, but then they like disappear until they see him on TV, and then they come back and randomly have like massive weapons. Like one has a harpoon, one has a musket, one has like an actual grenade launcher. And while that's funny, it's kind of like, you guys ditched these guys. Like, what is happening? But still,
I agree. I guess the only other thing I had was also like kind of a slight nit. I almost wish like we got more of Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson. Like,
I do too.
Especially once the other gang sort of got involved. I feel like they kind of they were kind of like off screen a little more, but I would have just liked to see them a lot more in this one.
I did too. They were so funny together. I can't overstate that enough. They were hilarious together.
They worked super well. Worked very well together.
I hope they still talk to each other and like want to do another project together or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe this movie could get a sequel 20 years later.
I know.
This is the one. But all right. I guess is it ratings time?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first?
Hey, I can go first. So I gave this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny. Like we've been saying, Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson are a underrated comedic duo. Like they were so hilarious. I just think the movie's downfall was the message it was trying to send. It got a little bit muddled. Plus the ending was a little yada yada, but it didn't overstay its welcome, and it was a quick like, I don't even think it was an hour and a half. You just got in and out really quickly.
Okay, yeah. I gave this one 3 stars. I also thought it was like great movie. Like I think Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson was a perfect combo, especially for like this kind of setup. Again, the main downfalls were kind of similar, like it mainly relating to the ending, and also like I think the movie. I lost a bit of my enjoyment of the movie once that other gang kind of got involved. Just because again, like there wasn't enough Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson. It was a short movie, which is good, but also again, like I wanted more of them, But it's definitely like really funny, and it was like an unexpected. It was an unexpected enjoyment, Like I don't know, kind of seeing the cover, I was a little wary on this one, Like I thought it could have gone very south, but
so did I.
It was like
I was
very
nervous.
nice, very nice. But that was Malibu's Most Wanted.
That was. Do you wish you saw this sooner?
Oh yeah. Do I wish I saw this sooner? I'll actually give this one a yes. Like I think just seeing that combo on screen was just very fun.
I know.
We haven't seen a lot of Anthony Anderson either, which I think
at least not in starring roles.
Yeah. I think
he's showed up in a couple of the movies that we've seen. I can't name them off the top of my head, but he's been like a supporting character who you'll see for like a little bit, and then he disappears. But yeah, me too. I'm like, I want more Anthony Anderson and Taye Diggs together. I think more of this.
This is also kind of a different role for Taye Diggs. I don't know why. Like in my head, I always see him in like the rom-com role.
Yeah.
You know, so it was nice seeing him in something else, you know? Yeah, we've seen a lot of Tay Diggs rom-coms. But, yeah, like, it was just a fun combo, and, yeah, just a fun movie, and maybe the ending would have been better for me earlier. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Like, you know, like, to a younger set of eyes, you know? But,
yes.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm going to give this a soft no. Only because I think the convenience store robbery was funnier to me now that I have the references that I have of Menace to Society and even the parody Don't Be a Menace. That's mainly the reason why it's a no. But I think similar to you, I probably would have enjoyed the ending a little bit more if I was younger, just because I would have been able to kind of suspend disbelief in that way of like the friends just reappearing with rocket launchers and hand grenades. But overall, yeah, I'm kind of on like a soft no.
Okay, all right. So now that was Malibu.
Yeah.
YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below. And we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye! Oh, another scene I liked was the therapy scene. That scene didn't matter. When he was in the therapist's office with his parents, I don't know why I liked it so much. I think part of it was that we had one of the Bluths, the head Bluth, as a therapist. And he had to call him B-Rat, otherwise he wouldn't answer. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it pans over and his parents are sitting there upset. And I was like, oh, God.
No, you know the other scene I actually really liked? The scene where they're like, yeah, we want $500,000, and they're in the room like, wait, there are positives to this. No deal. Yeah. And then he hangs up.
They're like, damn, you know your dad didn't pay the ransom. He doesn't pay the ransom.
I thought like, that scene, I died at that scene, him not paying the ransom.
That was so funny.
Yeah, no, this one had a lot of good moments. Yeah. This was probably on that would watch again list. Again, it was quick. You can like throw it on in the background, not really have to pay attention too much, you know?
I would definitely watch this again. If this was something that came on TV, which I don't know I've ever seen it come on TV, but if it ever did, and I like scrolled past it, I would definitely sit and do a watch. Yeah. But like this movie is funnier than it had a right to be, I think. Really and like you, I didn't know what was going to happen either because I think I saw it and because I had briefly seen the thing on Netflix of Malibu's Most Wanted. I was like, white rapper. I was like, oof. And then you picked it and I was like, okay. And then for like the first 10, 15 minutes, there were like no black people. I was like,
no, I thought I picked the wrong one. No, I literally pulled up the page. I was like, cast, and I was like, okay, I do see Tate. I was like, I see these people. Where are they?
But I was like, I don't see any black people yet.
I was concerned as well.
But yeah. Oh my gosh, another scene we didn't even talk about, but the campaign video that he found them from.
Oh yeah.
Where he like dunks something.
Yeah. Why can't we just be brothers? Huh, I never thought of it like that.
I know, and I was like, there we go, guys, he fixed racism.
Yeah.
Especially when his son made the campaign signs, so-and-so is for the bitches and hoes.
Yeah.
And that's how the black people knew him.
Yeah. Like, was like, yeah, I know that guy. He's for the bitches and hoes.
That was so funny.
Yeah, no, this was a funny one.
Yeah. Had a lot of quotable lines, too. My goodness.
It really did. There were a few scenes I feel like I've, like, seen before almost, you know? Like, I don't know where, but like everyone, like almost like a deja vu moment where it's like that scene feels familiar, you know. But yeah, no, that was Malibu's Most Wanted.
That was Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I don't even know the main white dude's name. That's okay. It's not about me.
I do not either. Okay.
We're out of here.
Bye.